Hi guys, so since I'm so very bored today, I'll be doing a few videos that I might even not upload, but who knows, about topics that I really like thinking / talking about. If I put them in, I'll give a non-clickbait, which I don't normally give clickbait names anyway, but try to give non-clickbait names so that you can see exactly what you're interested in and what you're not interested in, and then choose yourself which ones you'd like to enjoy. So this first video will be my view on renewables and electric vehicles. If you're anyone in my family or a friend of mine, you'll know exactly how much I love speaking about this topic. It's one of the things it's really important to me. And I pretty much watch electric car news every day, not just because I really want to save the environment, but also just because I'm really interested in electric cars. As well as I also watch and follow the numbers for renewables within, well, Germany here, often Britain actually, because of Fully Charged YouTube channel. Check it out if you do actually watch this video. And as well as many other things that involve renewables, electric cars, greener, I don't know, planting trees, whatever it is. I'm really interested in it, and I just really like talking about it. So a lot of people are actually annoyed when I speak with them, because like 99% of when I speak, I just talk about electric cars. It's hella boring for a lot of people. But I mean, I pretty much know 90% of all electric cars, and the basic stats, you know, range, maybe power for some of them, and charging speed. And it does annoy a hell of a lot of people. Especially my sister, since she actually hates Elon Musk. She does have some fair points. He does get very aggressive at times, and it's pretty annoying, and even I think it's pretty annoying, and most people who follow Elon Musk, even like 90% of his biggest fans, are really mad when they see him make these stupid mistakes that he shouldn't do, mostly on Twitter. And in that sense, I even think he's a lot like Donald Trump, you know, just tweet the first thing you think about, before even really considering what the effects may be. And yeah, it's true, but I still think Elon Musk is a great guy for what I actually like him for. I don't like him for how he talks, for the kind of guy he is. I like him for the cars he builds, the renewables that he has, the kindness that he sometimes shows. I mean, if you think about Puerto Rico and other places, he really does actually help people. He's not just like a businessman, although I will of course agree with all of you who say he's in Tesla and he's just the CEO of Tesla just to make money. Of course, everyone is. He's a rich person, I do not deny that. But he does also do good things. He doesn't only do things for money. Puerto Rico, he's not making any profits on. And just as ideas, I mean, his batteries, the one in Australia, the biggest one at the moment, it's a lifesaver for some people. It can really change lives for people, and it's for that I like him, not for the way he lives or for his political views. I actually think you shouldn't even look at those when you consider stuff like renewables and stuff like that. I would not buy an electric car because the electric car is made by someone who has different political views of mine. I just think that they're kind of, You can kind of have both, you know. You can say I can have an electric car and have a different opinion from the guy who made it. I don't always need to agree with it, especially when you consider that people like VW and pretty much I'd say all, at least German manufacturers, are pretty much cheating in one way or another. If you take that into consideration and you then still think they are better than a company that at least tries to keep the planet over water in that sense, I don't really understand that. That's pretty crazy to me that you'd say, because he, I don't know, thinks, I don't know. She has reasons to not like him. I think she thinks he's very, very strongly right-wing, although I do not believe that directly. It might be that he does have different opinions, sometimes from more left-wing-ish people, liberal left-wing. But in and of itself, I'd say he's mostly liberal, from what I see and hear and notice. And it's just, I would never say that, yeah, because he's too right for me, I will not do this. Because, I mean, it doesn't look, it's not like he has political power or anything. Like, he could, go to Donald Trump and say, okay, we're now not letting in any Mexicans anymore. Donald Trump will do that all on his own. He doesn't need the help of Elon Musk. And secondly, Elon Musk doesn't do that. He doesn't intervene in politics. He knows his place as a businessman or whatever you may call him, but no one would call him a politician because he isn't. Therefore, I think his political views, just like the political views of the CEO of VW, BMW, Mercedes, Toyota, Peugeot, Renault, whoever, also doesn't matter. I don't really care what they think, because what they think is not what I take into consideration when buying my car. So what else do we have? We have Elon Musk. We have my interests. Electric cars. Let's go on to that. So if you're thinking about getting an electric car, the most efficient one at the moment is the Hyundai Ioniq. And it's a pretty cool car. It's spacious enough. And as I said, it's really efficient, but the range isn't insane. It's got 200 kilometers range, which is, I think, 125 miles. So that. Then there's Teslas, which are pretty good when you consider range and power. They are really powerful and have really good range for an electric car. The best one is the Model S 100D, or now, if you take into consideration the real EPA ratings, that should have been the Model 3 long-range model. They pretty much have the same range, which is, I think, on EPA 500 kilometers. No, sorry, that's for the Model 3, for the long range without the, I think 540 kilometers is the real EPA rated range, but of course Tesla lobbied to lower the range on the Model 3 so that it actually looks like it's a worse car in range perspective than the Model S 100D. But yeah, 540 kilometers is EPA rated range, so you can expect 500 kilometers realistic range, which is really good if you consider the charging infrastructure, the superchargers, which are at 100 kilowatts and therefore will actually charge your car in around about half an hour. Not to full, if I understand correctly. I think they'll charge it to 80%, something like that. At least you'll have your car charged full enough in half an hour. And of course 500 kilometers is far, far more than the 200 kilometers. But now comes the generation of the long-range electric vehicles. These include the Audi e-tron, which is not insane. I wouldn't really count it to the long-range electric vehicles, but because of its charging time, it's pretty good. The Porsche Taycan, with a 15-minute charging time and a goodish range. I still think Teslas are better, if I remember correctly, and the Hyundai Kona EV, which has a whopping WLTP rated range, not EPA rated range, of 480 kilometers, which is insane because after I watched a YouTuber who does realistic range tests, he did the same range test that he did with the Model 3, that should have 500 kilometers range, and got 500 kilometers range, and then did the same test with the Hyundai Kona EV and noticed it had 510 kilometers range if tested in his realistic cycle. Of course, it's not really the most realistic, driving 90 kilometers per hour on a constant. Normally you have changes and stuff like that. But what it shows is that the range of the Hyundai Kona is at least as good as the long-range Model 3, while still being $5,000 cheaper. No, not even $5,000. I don't even know what the German price will be for the Model 3. At least the German price for the for the Hyundai Kona EV is 39,000 euros. And if we take dollars straight into euros, as most of their car models do from Tesla, either that or they're more expensive, we can assume it'll be 44,000 euros for the Model 3, which will of course mean that the Kona is 5,000 euros cheaper, has around about the same, if not a better range than the Model 3, and, well, that's kind of it. Otherwise, the Model 3 has far better equipment. It's actually got the same charging time, if we don't take the word of Elon Musk, because you can't always trust the word of Elon Musk. He stated that later models may have a faster charging time. And he said that that would come in, I think, September, maybe later. At least before Model 3 would reach the German market. If that were true, the Tesla would have a faster charging time. At the moment, they have the same. So they have the same charging time. They have the same range. The Kona has a lower price. The Tesla Model 3 has better tech. What else is there? Looks. Model 3 wins. Easy Model 3 win. I mean, if you compare it, the Kona is really not the most beautiful car. I don't think it's really made to look good. It's more of a really efficient car. That's another bonus that you get on the Kona, although I think that Model 3 and Kona might be equal on that, because the Model 3 is pretty efficient as well. Yeah, so they're pretty equal, just that one of them has more tech and is therefore more expensive. So I think they're both pretty fair prices, and it's kind of sad that none of the electric vehicles have really ever said, okay, we're going to take a vehicle and we're not going to make it a great vehicle. We don't want a premium vehicle. We don't want a Model 3. We don't want a Hyundai Kona. We want a Hyundai i10 or a, what else would you take? A Volkswagen Up. I mean, I know there's the E-Up, I know. But you take that, you make it even crappier, make it so bad inside, just that it's got the safety equipment that it needs. It needs to be a safe car. That's one thing that I think is very important. It needs to be that, and then give it a big battery. Give it a battery that'll go 200 kilometers, or maybe 210 or something like that. Give it 130 miles, whatever you want to do. Just give it enough range so that you can use it everywhere, and then give it a nice low price tag. If you give a car a 20,000 euro price tag, and then you take off the 5,000 that you get off in Germany for electric vehicles, you've got a cheapish car. If you take that off and then consider fuel savings, and then consider that you don't need to pay any taxes for your motor since it doesn't let out any CO2, you'll have an even cheaper car. At that point, if it was a €20,000 car and a 200 kilometers range, you could pretty much say it's comparable to the E-Up, you know. I'm pretty sad that that doesn't exist. That we only have like really great equipped cars, really great equipped cars with really good ranges, and then no one buys then no one who has an income of lower than, let's say, twice the average income, can't afford them. And that, I think, is really sad. I think it should be worked on. And I think car companies should be pushed into that direction, you know, that the state should say, you need to make a car in that price range. We do not care about this. We do care about this. And then you build your electric car. If you say you don't care about range, if you say you don't care about interior quality, if you say you want a car that is efficient, cheap to run, and has a body that can protect people. I mean, I don't want Dacias driving around here everywhere, because they're not really the safest cars in the world. But if you take a Dacia, make the interior quality even worse, although I don't even know how that's physically possible, make it as crappy as you can, add a better system, a better safety system to it, and then take out the motors, take out the tank, sell them at as high of a price as you can, maybe state subsidies for that, and then stuff in a battery. That should be electric cars the next few years. Sorry. So a slight hiccup whilst talking. Yeah, and I think that might be enough for now. The video's probably far too long already. But yeah, that's my opinion on electric cars and Elon Musk, and you know that I'm interested in renewables. Maybe I can do another video on that. Write it down in the comment section below. And don't leave a like. I don't really care that much. But thanks for watching. See you later.